Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And we are at 920 Medina Studios, if my memory is serving me correctly. You would think at this point that I was a little bit more familiar with the names of the different apartment units, but anyway, we are renovating an apartment. But before we get too far into this video, I did want to thank ExpressVPN for supporting my channel and supporting this video. And I will tell you guys a little bit more about them a little bit later on. But this apartment I'm really excited for because it is not my style, like at all. And I saw this image on Pinterest. I will do my best to retrieve it and put it on screen now for you guys. But I did see this living room. It was kind of like a shot from the living room looking into the dining room. And the second I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could make this in The Sims. I knew exactly which unit I wanted to go to, and it was this one. So I started off with the dining room, and you can see that I used those room dividers from the Myshuno stuff pack. And I kind of created these faux little dividers. I don't know, it's kind of like an archway. I created my own archway. That's what I'm trying to say. And I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator, and it's very, very minimally decorated. I did not use a lot of artwork or even a lot of plants. Like, it kind of blew my mind. It was actually super uncomfortable for me. And I also used concrete floors. There was a question mark at the end of that because what do you mean? I never use concrete floors on interiors. So this was all around an experiment for me, and I spent a lot of time in the dining room trying to decorate it, but also trying not to decorate it. I know that makes zero sense. It's very contradicting, but when you see the finished product, maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. But yeah, we spent so much time in the dining room. I thought it was so pretty. The light just pours in here because of those two windows in the corner. And this is only a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. I wanted to make this apartment a little bit, I'm going to go with luxurious because this would be a really big unit for just like one sim or even a couple of sims. And you could of course play around with the floor plan if you wanted to add an additional bedroom, because I believe I've made this a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment before as well. I can't remember. I haven't renovated this one very often just because it is so big, and the wall height, as you guys know, is not my favorite thing on the planet. But we have started the kitchen. I think this is a great opportunity to tell you guys a little bit more about ExpressVPN. I have been using ExpressVPN for years now, mainly to protect my data online, but I just found out that using a VPN can help you unlock discounted Netflix prices, as well as gain access to additional Netflix shows. With 24/7 support and user-friendly activation, ExpressVPN is a no-brainer. Find out how you can get 3 months free by visiting expressvpn.com/MissSimReno or by following the link in the description box below. Thanks so much to ExpressVPN for supporting my channel and supporting this video, and let's jump back to the build. Now, for the kitchen, I did want it to have a lot of industrial elements because, as you guys could probably tell even from the picture, which, oh man, I didn't do this. Now I feel really silly. I was going to use the industrial loft kit and take some of the, is it vents? It's like the venting, like the piping and everything. I was gonna put that in this build. I think I had it at one point and it was blocking my view, so I ended up getting rid of it. That is such a bummer. Anyway, so I wanted there to be a lot of industrial accents in the kitchen because I felt that for a lot of the furniture, it might be difficult to do without going full on industrial. I really wanted the rest of the furnishings to be very contemporary, so I'm curious to know what you guys think. I actually have, if I haven't posted it already, I do have another apartment that is kind of like a light industrial style. Now, if I've already posted it, you've seen it, and this kitchen might look somewhat familiar because it's very reminiscent of what I did in that apartment, but if I haven't posted it yet, do not be surprised that it looks somewhat similar. I just can't get away from these base game countertops and cabinets since we got the updated swatches. I'm just so thrilled with them. And now over here, I was briefly trying to use the tool mod to rotate a window because I made a faux fireplace. Now, I have tried to make custom fireplaces before and I've been reasonably successful. It takes a decent amount of playtesting, but I completely forgot about this table. I think it's technically a coffee table and it's from City Living, and it has a flame in the center that you don't have to light. Like, your Sims don't actively have to light it. It will just come on as if it's a light like in any other room. So putting it behind that window and making it look like a more modern fireplace that you don't actually have to interact with, that was a no-brainer to me. I thought that was such a cool idea. I'm sure other people have done it. I'm just late to the party, as per usual. And I just thought it was really neat, and it kind of, I don't know, I really didn't want to try to fool around with a custom fireplace, like trying to get an actual fireplace to work. I'm recalling a time where I made one. I think I used the Snowy Escape one and the mantle that we got with the holiday update like years ago at this point. I wanted to make that a fireplace because it was cute, simple, really liked it. And I ended up having to like shrink the Snowy Escape one down so much, but it still had to be visible so you guys could click on it and have your Sims light it. It was trial and error. It didn't take me too long, but I just really didn't want to do that here. And I thought this was a great solution. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think of that. Again, it's definitely not something that I come up with. I'm sure in the recesses of my brain, I have seen it somewhere else. I'm just late to the party. And this is going to be the living space. So it's a very open floor plan, the living, kitchen, and I'm even going to say the dining, even though there is this faux archway. It's all very, very open plan. And I really wanted that because there's just so much sunlight that streams into this entire side of the apartment. And I thought it was going to be so pretty and perfect. And I was not wrong. It's very pretty in my opinion. I don't know about perfect, but it's very pretty. And I ended up using the sectional from Dream Home Decorator, as you can see, and using the tool mod yet again just to scale some objects. I mentioned it in, I want to say, my modern honeymoon build a couple of weeks ago, that using the tool mod, actually, I'm in the love phase. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm in the love phase, and that is mainly so I can just scale objects at different scales. So I can size objects at different scales, because when you use the shift bracket keys, it does it in a set interval. I think it's maybe 0.5 or something like that, but with the tool mod you have a lot more flexibility. You can set it at any decimal point that you'd like. So I really like to use it to scale objects, but here we are decorating the kitchen. Now, even though I think I'm calling this a minimal apartment, because to me it's very minimal, I know it might not really meet that criteria. I think the most cluttered part of this entire unit is the kitchen, but to me it makes sense because cluttered kitchens look very lived in, they look homey, and I think a lot of personalization comes out in kitchens. I don't know about you guys, maybe not, like I say that out loud, and yet my kitchen, for example, I am in an apartment, but in my kitchen, I don't think it speaks to our personalities a lot. I think our living room does that a little bit more, but in The Sims, it's so easy to bring out personalities and interests and stuff like that when you decorate a kitchen. I just really love them. But I am adding some additional clutter to that open cabinet, which I've never really thought to do before. I don't know why, I've never really thought to do that. And it's been a very, very hot minute since I used that shelf unit spice rack thing with kind of the leaning pictures from Cool Kitchen stuff. If I were to recommend a stuff pack for like actual just stuff, that would probably be one of my top packs. Ooh, that's weird. I shouldn't go out on a limb like that. Then you guys are going to start asking me to rank the packs and tell you my favorites and make recommendations, and I cannot do that. I can't do it. I've been asked before to do ranking videos of the Sims 4 packs, and I literally am incapable of doing it. I really am. I can't. So anyway, we are pretty much finished with the kitchen, and then we end up moving on to this little entryway, like hallway area. Now, I was going to use the tool mod to change the front door, but I realized that if I were to do that and you place down the apartment, you would also need the tool mod to get rid of the door, because I don't think, well, I could be wrong, I don't think that my replaced door would show up as the one and only door. Like, I think this one by default would still be there, and that makes it a little bit more inaccessible to like console players and stuff, or people that don't want to use mods. So I decided not to do it, but it really irked me because the front door does not match the style of the windows in this unit. And therefore the entire apartment, at least in the front here, looks a little bit off because of the front door. But anyway, we are decorating here. We have a console table, we have a bookshelf, and I did use, I want to say it's a stone slated wall here. You can see it to the left. I used it in the dining room, and I used it on the fireplace in the living space. I used it as an accent wall throughout the entire apartment just because I thought it brought a little bit of color. I think the white walls, the plain white walls, would get a little bit stale after a while. Wouldn't be my thing, but we do put some artwork over this console table. We do decorate it ever so slightly, and of course there is the bookshelf there, and there's going to be like an armchair as well, just to add another activity, if you want to call it that, because at the moment we only had like the kitchen if your Sims like cooking and baking and whatnot, and then the TV to watch TV. I always try to add a few more activities where Sims live because I want them to have a lot to do at home and not always have to travel. But This is very minimal. There is going to be a computer in the bedroom, so there's also going to be another form of technology to leverage. I added some shoe clutter here. I added a few pieces on top of this console table, and then we end up moving on to the bedroom. Now, I think this is for a single sim. I'm thinking like a wildly successful single sim, like right out of university, got their dream job, and they make like an insane salary or something like that, because this apartment seems very luxurious to me. One, I mean, I couldn't live here. One, it's not my style, but two, it's huge. Like, it's literally huge. Maybe it's for a couple as well. I mean, you can access both sides of the bed, so it's totally up to you guys and how you want to play with this unit if you decide to download it. But I was picturing a single sim, and I wasn't picturing them as a designer. I did use, I think it's like a star chart or something. It's an unlock from, I want to say, the astronaut career, which is base game, but I can't remember. I think it is. I think that they are an astronaut. Now, I wasn't trying to make this like a science layer or anything like that. I just think that they are maybe a very successful like engineer in that branch or something. I know we have the engineer career, but maybe in that branch, they're an engineer or like a data analyst or something like that. And they make a really good salary, and it's their dream job, and they are maybe moving through the ranks really quickly. I don't know. And who knows if they are going to end up having a family. Maybe this sim just really wants to kind of be on their own and focus on their career and not try to balance everything. And the reason I mentioned that is because most of my sims are family-oriented sims, because if I were to give myself traits, that would be one of my traits. So I tend to build for those kinds of sims, but I'm trying to build for some other personalities and life aspirations, and maybe this is kind of the start of that. But you can see that the bedroom is coming together. There are a few pieces of artwork. I kind of made a built-in unit above the bed there. There's also the computer, and then I added 2 of these dressers from base game. I just thought it kind of looked like an open, not walk-in closet, but it just looked like a longer closet, if that makes sense. But I kind of liked it. I liked using more of a charcoal color. And then this is going to be the bathroom. Now, the shower is raised up on a platform, which would be a little bit concerning if there was ever any kind of flooding because it would all just drain into the rest of the bathroom. But I really liked it. It's a big open shower. I think there's 2 shower heads in there. So if there is one sim here, they're just lucky because they're just getting water from all angles, and that just sounds so relaxing to me. There's also a bigger countertop, I think a double sink too, and of course the toilet, because your sims need that. But I'm going to leave you guys here, I think. So thank you so much for checking out this video. Again, thank you to ExpressVPN for supporting my channel and supporting this video, and I will catch you guys next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!
Feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow. Yeah, should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine, think about you every time? I remember that it's over, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, yeah, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop.